October 3rd, 1955. In the humid air of Upia, Samoa, a merchant vessel named the MV Joyita prepares for a routine journey. On board are 25 souls, 16 crew members, and 9 passengers, including a doctor, a pharmacist, and government officials. Captain Thomas, Dusty Miller, a seasoned mariner, oversees the final preparations. He is determined to make the 270-mile trip to the Tokelau Islands. Despite a malfunctioning port engine, the Joyita departs. It was a decision that would haunt maritime history for decades to come. The ship slips into the vast turquoise waters of the South Pacific, the golden sunset reflecting off the gentle ocean waves. The Joyita was scheduled to arrive in 48 hours. But as the deadline passed, the islands reported no sign of the vessel. Back in Samoa, radio dispatchers repeatedly called out for the Joyita. There was no response. Only the crackle of static filled the room. A massive search operation was launched. Royal New Zealand Air Force planes scanned over 100,000 square miles of the empty, unforgiving ocean. For days, they searched for lifeboats, debris, or any sign of a struggle. But the Pacific revealed nothing. The Joyita had vanished. 5 weeks later, on November 10th, the merchant ship Tuvalu spotted a ghost-like silhouette drifting nearly 600 miles off its intended course. It was the Joyita. She was listing heavily to port, her deck partially submerged, looking like a skeleton of her former self. The boarding party climbed onto the deck, expecting to find survivors, or perhaps the bodies of the fallen. They found neither. The ship was entirely empty. All 25 people had disappeared, leaving behind a chilling scene of unfinished business. On the deck, investigators found Dr. Parsons' medical bag. It was open, with blood-stained bandages scattered about as if he were treating someone. Stranger still, the ship's clocks had stopped at 10:25. The radio was tuned to the international distress signal, but the wiring was faulty. The lifeboats were missing, yet the ship was built with a cork-lined hull. She was practically unsinkable, a fact the crew should have known. Inside the cabins, the investigators found personal belongings, suitcases, and even meals that seemed to have been abandoned mid-bite. Why would anyone leave a ship that was still floating to face the dangers of the open sea in small, overcrowded rafts? Theories began to swirl. Some suggested piracy, noting that the ship's logbook and valuable navigation equipment were missing. Others pointed to a possible mutiny, suggesting Captain Miller was incapacitated, and the panicked passengers fled into a storm. More sinister rumors emerged of post-war Japanese holdouts in the region who might have intercepted the ship for its cargo. An official inquiry later found that a pipe in the cooling system had burst, flooding the engine room and causing the ship to list. But this didn't explain the total disappearance. If they stayed with the Joyita, they likely would have survived. Instead, they vanished forever. The MV Joyita was eventually repaired but carried a reputation as a cursed ship. She ran aground several times before being sold for scrap. To this day, not a single trace of the 25 passengers or crew has ever been found. The ocean keeps its secrets well. Joyita remains the Mary Celeste of the South Pacific. A chilling reminder of how quickly the sea can claim those who traverse it.